Dyslexic Genius here. I'm back on an Amberola 5. We're taking it apart. We just got the spindle shaft out, the flywheel and stuff. But when we got the governor drive gear off, first thing you want to do is wipe this down and come in here and inspect for any cracking because it's pressed onto the steel piece right here, onto here. This is an opera gear, and they're exactly the same gear. You put them together. You see this. You don't want to damage this or this because all this fits in here like that and runs. This is the drive gear. It's brass. It runs here and then it's all centers there. And what you want to do now is we got that out. We're going to wrap this up in a shop towel because we don't want to break anything, especially this part. We'll just lay that over there. So you have the end bearing here. Those get a little tough. On big things like that, I use a brass rod with a hole drilled in it. Just come in here like that. And you see everything's in a straight line. We don't break anything and just do a little tappy, tappy, tappy. This bearing is right out of an A1 or an Opera, and you see the flat right there. I've talked about that on A1 motors for oiling right there. This should be sticking up when you put it back together. You can barely see that because when you go like that, you come in and oil it and then it drips into the back of the spindle shaft. Now we can get this off, which will be fun, finally. We will unscrew this little piece. For the automatic stop mechanism. Let's see if I can. There we go. Unscrew that. You can just come in and take off the ring at the other end right here.
How did that ring come off?
With a little screw like that. And that all just should be nice to me and come apart. Okay. It doesn't want to go that way, and we don't want to beat on things much. Take this end cap off, this little retaining ring. Okay, got a little burr there. Just a little tap. And why is that tight? We're going to fix that on reassembly. The burr on that hole they drilled for the little pin.
Okay.
Now we're going to take out the lead screw. So we're going to undo this screw right here that holds the bearing in place. Make a mental note or write this down on a piece of paper that's a long one that goes in there. Take off this end piece. These little round things are for adjustment when we put it back together. We can adjust everything on these.
Another one on the opposite side?
Another one on the opposite side. And these are just like bearings in a governor. So you're gonna, that one's loose. Let's see if we can do this. Nope, okay. So what you do is you come over with a little piece of brass rod, because this one's kind of bunged up, and we've loosened this screw because we know it's loose. We're just going to come in here and tap it.
It's not moving.
Yeah, I don't know why. I had that loose. So we'll tap the other side to break it loose. These things just get gummed up with the old oil. Old job of WD-40. And then we're going to pop it the other way again. Okay. Because it's the distance in here, the lead screw is bottoming out on this part of the casting and this part of the casting, and we have to get it out. What we're going to do is grab it with a pair of needle nose pliers. Because the bearing, the pin that goes into the shaft is holding this up. So we're just going to grab that there. Because this one comes out. See how that comes out? That came out. Stick that back in. One more try, and then we might have to soak it overnight. This doesn't hurt the lead screw. Gonna have to soak it overnight. This one's stuck. But you have the idea. You gotta get both those bearings out to lift out the lead screw. And that's my tip for the day.